Good morning, random stranger. Please excuse my morning voice. It is still quite early down here, and I haven't yet had my injection of English breakfast tea. But no worries because we have something better. We are going to be diving into the unknown and starting Girls' Last Tour. It was one of those series that came recommended by a lot of people, including people who enjoyed Made in Abyss, which causes me to be cautiously excited but also cautiously wary. This being a post apocalyptic series, it could go in any number of ways. I wonder if it'll be focused on the process by which the world we are going to be exploring came to destruction, whether it'll be a mystery based Lovecraftian cosmic horror type of show like Made in Abyss, where the big bad is really the unknown, looming supernatural environment, or if it's more just an exploration of the horrors within, of humanity and of human choice. I mean, both are terrible, but both I would be very interested in. Or there's another direction it could go in, and it could just be a lovely, relaxed stroll down through the museum of human history and errors, like a deep reflective piece on how it is that we got there, to be used as like a gentle kind of warning to those of us in the present that if we continue on certain trajectories, that this is what happens. You get blob anime girls chatting about how blind humans were and what could have been done to save us, if anything at all. In fact, I really wonder if there's going to be any kind of linear plot at all. And while, like, sort of my brain is just ticking through all the possibilities, I just wonder if Girls Last Tour will start off seeming to be one thing before doing like a hard swerve and being like, haha, this is actually what I am. You know what I mean? Like, for example, start off as a typical post-apocalyptic fast heart beating action oriented series that turns into like animated poetry reflecting on the human condition, or vice versa. Or it could just be another cute girls show and I've just been fed this erroneous idea of it being some sort of post-apocalyptic reflective piece, which it's not at all. It's literally just watching cute girls having fun in a war-torn world. I don't know, we shall find out. Someone ages ago also mentioned that Girls Last Tour is done in the style of blob animation, which I'm very keen to see. More blobbier than even K-On!, which from time to time, and definitely in its more bizarre scenes, would turn the girls into jelly blobs. And also the last thing to mention, which I'm very excited about, is that Girls Last Tour was produced by White Fox, which of course is the same studio that made Steins Gate. My first official anime that I watched through the entire way through and ended up falling in love with because of its quirkiness and its smartness and its very flawed characters. And of course was one of the reasons why I started this channel, to learn more about what makes anime so appealing. Alright, here we go. Girls Last Tour episode 1. I have my tea and I hope you guys are doing alright. And let's play this in 3, 2, 1, go. I love the light reflection off the drop. I got chills. Those are our two girls on some kind of precarious bridge and like an old school tank bike. It's very old school. I wonder how far into the future this is. Travel? I was not expecting. What is that? It's like a tied up potato bag. Or a very deformed human. Yeah, I was not expecting girls' choral music. Eh? I like that detail in the shifting of the gear to go up the slope. The biker in me very much appreciated that. Just a very surreal clash between the brightness of the choral music and just the dankness of the setting. The colors are quite muted as well. Okay. So the blonde one is the extroverted, fluffy one, and the long dark-haired girl is the introvert, quiet, responsible one. It's going to be a revelation one day, the day that I discover an anime where the dark-haired girl is actually the extroverted, bright, happy one. Just I've been underground for days. So they're in some kind of industrial underground cavern. And somehow they lost the way to the entrance or it caves in. I already really like the soundtrack. I mean, what do you do? No food. There was water. They are very blobby, aren't they? Okay. That's you? Well, the other one was you. How old are these girls meant to be? It's kind of hard to tell with the animation style. Um, okay, obsessed with food, which is fair given this is the apocalypse. I hope they at least have tinned stuff. Okay, it looks like they have nothing. What's in that box though? Oh. Oh, is this a flashback to why we're in this? I'm getting like World War II vibes, maybe World War One. Okay, that definitely sounds like World War II-ish machine gun. Oh god. It's like I feel like we're gonna be dealing with a lot of PTSD in this series. It looks like they got sent off by their parents. This early stage cannibalism. Oh god, I hope it doesn't go there. Please don't go there. The sound effects are great. Like, it really gives a sense of the scale of this space. Oh god, that must have hurt. This is such beautiful music, and the scratches on her face. Shouldn't seem to mind though, it's really normal for them. This is, again, the clash between how delicate the music is and just the harshness of this industrial wasteland is really striking. They are so cute though. I want to play this on the piano. That lovely string orchestration as well. You know what this is reminding me of? It reminds me of Plato's cave, that allegory. And this is them finding their way out, like freeing themselves from the cave where they could only see shadows. And they're staring into the sun, and their eyes have to get used to it, that this is actual reality instead of what was down in the cave, like the shadows in the cave. Oh man. I mean, I don't know if that's what they're going for here, but it's definitely the connection I'm making. And the stars too. Ugh. They're doing the Forrest Gump chord progressions in the music. It's very emotional. That's beautiful. Contrast between inside and outside, amazingly done. It looks like mud water. Ooh. Those little wisps of their breaths. Very cool. Oh. Okay, this is definitely a reference to Plato's cave. I wonder how these girls got so close. Did they grow up together? Were their parents friends? Is she trying to reach out to the stars? Oh, that transition. Oh, is she the marksman sniper? Oh shit. Okay, I guess my question is, do they need this kind of marksman practice to defend against other humans or like the wildlife? She's very practiced in using this rifle, which is scary. 65. She and you. Okay. Just got her brains, book smarts. Just want to look at the junk and see what's actually used to be. They want to find real food. Oh, okay, lots of weapons, obviously. Real food, like pancakes and bacon. Oh my god, is that an oboe? And that harp? Good point. There we go. There's our first, like, hey, humans, maybe you should rethink your approach. Just like how far into the future, though? How long ago? She's gonna fly. Some way she's gonna fly. Maybe in episode 12. There are no bodies, though, which is weird. every war. Yeah, it's definitely some kind of military transport. What is it? Life is nasty, brutish, and short. It's like the state of anarchy. Who wrote that? Was it Thomas Hobbes? I don't remember. Oh my gosh. The Gatling gun. Okay, I do like that she is sort of the more pacifist type. Wait, is that TNT? Milk? Oh. That's a lot. Good find, girls. They're very self-reliable. I mean, they're alive, which says a lot about their skills. They tried. But she's helping, so... For a second there. Hey, there's Kit Kats. Please don't tell me they're meat rations of questionable source. Okay, so it is chocolate. Thank God. Okay, so they're far enough into the future that they have no idea what chocolate is. Sounds. What to do? Fight over the last piece. It's just like... Oh god, she's gonna blow her brains out for a piece of chocolate. This is so much worse than Made in Abyss. Oh, no, stop. Come on, be human. I mean, don't be human. I mean, the good human. Be a good human. Okay, so I still don't even know if she was being serious like you. Look, if they haven't killed each other by now, that must have been just a joke. I don't know. And now we're back to the nice orchestral music. That switch in music when you pointed the gun at Chi was terrifying. Like, yeah, she might have been joking, but there was some part of her that was like, this is how it is. I don't know, are you not meant to eat snow? I don't really. I've seen snow like once in my life. War really is the worst, says the girl who just pointed a live rifle at her friend. Exactly. I don't know what language this is. Is it like a lost language of whatever country they're from? I mean, in some ways it's a beautiful landscape, but it is, like, as I said, it's just like a graveyard of stuff and war, like a eternal memorial to humans wiping each other out because of stupid stuff. It's so haunting at the same time. It's hauntingly beautiful. Chito. So Inori Minase and Yuri is by Yurika Kubo. I got so many mixed feelings. It's pretty crazy. I enjoyed it. Definitely gonna wait. Will anticipate the next episode with bated breath. I'm just. So many things worked together to make this a really immersive first episode. Um, okay, let me just gather my thoughts and we'll have a chat. Wow, that was a fascinating first episode. Um, I sense this series is not going to shy away from tackling some pretty difficult, some would say intractable questions around why people wage war and why humans essentially can be such ass bags. For example, Chi and you straight up question out loud, why would people spend so much money on weapons if they didn't have enough for food and basic survival needs? Which is a pretty direct indictment of our own world today. And I think it was pointing out not that there weren't enough resources to go around, but it was more the eternal human problem of the distribution of those resources and how, by extension, the distribution of power determines how resources are spent. Obviously, human conflict since the dawn of time has been complex. It's not just greed, but there's pride, ideology, extremism, religion, economics, and sometimes just like pure coincidental human miscommunications that make up the explosive cocktail of war. And so it'll be fascinating to view war through the lens of two girls who live an untold number of years into the future, and who can look back without all those original parameters of conflict that might have made total sense back in the day, but in hindsight was just plain stupid. However, I also appreciate that Girls' Last Tour seems to be going for a more holistic view of the human condition. So it's not going to be, well, at least I hope it's not going to be all doom and gloom, and that we'll see that there are beautiful aspects to the world too, and maybe even humanity. Before talking about the two girls, there were two other things that caught my attention first in the setup of this episode. The first was the set designs and how the environment is so, I use the word immersive. There was just so much detail in the various settings that we saw the girls in, the underground cavern, and then the snowy, weapons littered landscape, and then the starry night sky, which is my personal favorite shot of the episode. And at the same time, there's so much detail, but there's also so much nothingness. Like, there aren't any human bodies anywhere, which is weird. There's no real distinct features or landmarks, and so it all just felt very strange and listless, like the entire episode. Speaking of the cabin, I don't think I did a great job summarizing, as I was reacting, what it reminded me of, which was Plato's cave. And so I'm just going to quickly mention it here, just throw it out and see if anyone else made that similar connection. And I'm sure some of you know this, but Plato's cave is an allegory written by Plato that appears in the Republic. And it talks about these prisoners chained up in a cave, and they're all facing the wall of the cave. And all they can see are these moving shadows of things passing in front of a fire that's behind them. And so these shadows become their reality, and they start giving them names and, calling them things. Then one day a prisoner is freed from the cave, from the chains, and they see the fire first, which hurts their eyes because they've been just staring at shadows for so long. They even venture outside of the cave and is immediately hit by or blinded by the sun. But once their eyes slowly adjust, they realize that the shadows on the cave's wall that they had thought was reality wasn't. And so only by going outside of the cave can you really discover actual reality or higher, more truer forms of reality. And some people never want to venture out of that cave because it's uncomfortable discovering that what you once thought or what you've known for so long as real isn't actually real. So the whole coming out of the cave scene, like literally, that made me think whether this is going to be a longer, deeper journey of the two girls discovering truth in the realer sense of the word, and just like a journey into the more epistemological question of how do you know the things you know are real. The second thing that really makes this show is the music, and I immediately want to just go on Spotify and see if the soundtrack is there, which I won't because I don't want to spoil anything for myself. But every time there was a beautiful piano or orchestral piece that played, it was beautiful but also jarring when paired with the bleakness of the landscapes and the backdrop of a war that has seemingly destroyed all human life and human civilization. So there was a real, a real partnership between the sets and the music. And I'm curious to see how that dynamic will continue to evolve and continue to help build, as a result of that, the emotional landscape and reflections on human nature that we are touring. Next, okay, so we've only got two main characters so far to try and understand. Cheeto or Chi, the no nonsense, sensible one, obviously, because she has dark long hair. And then we have Yuri or Yu, the cannibal in training and also more upbeat, obsessed with soup. I guess brighter, happier one. Both, I gotta be honest, are pretty scary. They may look like cute blobby girls, but I'm looking forward to seeing how our perspective of them changes. I mean, it's already changed just in that one episode. In that one scene where you pulls the rifle on Chi for that last bit of chocolate. And part of that felt so real. And I can't confidently say that there was no genuine intention, not even a little bit, to pull that trigger. Um, they obviously rely on each other and even enjoy each other's company, but also there's a strange tension between the two that I'm really curious to dig deeper into. Like, how does growing up with war and then being sent away and then having to survive on your own mess with your development and your psyche and how you deal with the outside world? Because, in a bleak landscape of survival, everything is off the table. Usually that's how these things go. And so, oh, I don't know. I want to find out how their relationship develops as we go, but also maybe I don't really want to. I am super excited for this one, and not just because of everything that I've mentioned in this first sum up, but I can just see a lot of you having very many interesting thoughts and differing opinions on both the show and also on the messages it may or may not be trying to communicate to its audience. And so, yeah, thank you for watching and for starting a completely new anime with me. I look forward to seeing what this show stirs up. So, until next time, guys, take care and be good.